Flying Nun extended play.
The first single wasn't that well recorded. It was reasonably loud, but it had this sort of distortion. The second one overcompensated and was lower, and it was clear but lower in volume. There was a whole belief at the time that 12-inch EPs, so that's EPs played at 45, were louder. I think maybe they were. And that was one of the reasons why there were so many Flying Nun EPs, I think, because I remember it was sort of whether it was just something that somebody imagined, but these 12-inch EPs, 45s, were actually louder, and there was a real problem with New Zealand pressings and then Australian pressings subsequently, that they didn't seem to be as loud. There's probably more to it than that, but as overseas ones. Because the sound quality of these two singles wasn't very good, we thought, oh well, we'll put some more money into it and go to the best studio in, I suppose we could have gone to Auckland, but it was probably the best studio in Wellington at the time. Felt a bit sterile being in this sort of state-of-the-art, quite large studio. And it was sort of in some ways against our original ethics, but it was actually surprisingly good. In the last few times the Pin Group played, we had two extra members. Mary Heaney, who'd been in a band called 25 Cents, like the Fixed and Message Band, or probably also the Pin Group often played with 25 Cents, which was four women who were sort of garage punk kind of thing. And Mary, in that band, Mary was the drummer and the vocalist, which was always amazing because she could drum and sing, and a lot of the stuff was reasonably full on, so she was sort of rolling her eyes. Yeah, they were great, but they did one single for Flying Nun too. But she could also play guitar, and she played guitar in the last few Pin Group things and on the EP. And there was also a guy that we called The Body, not because of any his pectorals or anything, but more because he looked like a dead body. We thought he looked like a dead body. Yeah, so that's it. And he played violin, and he's also on the EP. It's actually a 5-piece band on the EP.